Hi, this is Kim Pinkney, and welcome to my channel. Alrighty then. Today is week 2, day 8, and it's pretty much their civilian identities. I kind of did it wrong. I created civilian identities, and I should have created more of their superhero powers, things like that. But to kind of compensate for that, let's go ahead and do their day jobs. At least those who have day jobs. I'm going to start off with Minister Phi, Cortez Han. Basically, he is a magic user. He's an elf, but during the day, he and I'm trying to decide if I want him to still be active or if I want him to be inactive. Um, but basically, he is an astro pilot of a Gundam, and I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and put him as a day job as I'm trying to think. Um, what do I want him to do? Oh yeah, okay. So his day job is he is retired from combat since there's no active wars going on, but there is still a threat to the hood. I still haven't given a name to this place. Okay, so I think we'll give it a name. I'm gonna go to Seventh Sanctum. Let me pop this in. Do. Let me bring it over here so you guys can see what I'm seeing. I think you can see what I'm seeing. Let me make sure. Yeah. Okay, so this is seventhsanctum.com, and I need a name for the place. I'm tired of calling it the hood. But basically it's the lowest part of town where uh, people go, they live there, but it's not well maintained. So a lot of crazy crap happens there and comes out of there. Let's see, places. There we go. Settings and places. Now, I need a name for the hood. So let's see. We've got adventure sites. Let's see if that has anything. Abyss of Horror. Let's see. We may end up having to take the name and then add like Ville, like the city of Townsville, things like that to it. Let's see. We've got fantasy, horror, pirates, and sci-fi. Let's see sci-fi, what that gives us. I'm gonna give it one site. And where the hell are we? The Laboratory of the Dark Lord. Now, let's see. Should it be like they have a Hell's Kitchen? This could be Dark Lord Lab, Lord's Lab. Um, let's see. Something a little shorter. Dead Vortex. Otherworldly Dead Vortex. Let's see if we can get a whole bunch of them in something that we can use. Let's see. Blood Frontier. Wonder City. So maybe it's past its prime. So Wonder City doesn't sound bad. Let's see. Can we do better? So we got Wonder City. I kind of like Wonder City. I don't see anything else here that looks kind of cool. Wonder City, it looks like that's going to be it. It had a lot of promise. I want to say that this place had a lot of promise. I think that's it because nothing else says city like that. Let's see. There's other places, rooms, locations, lost civilizations. Let's see. Let's give it one civilization. and maybe this was the past. So Wonder City, it was a religious commonwealth. It was noted for its advanced forestry and air travel. It was destroyed by a neighboring county or neighboring country because of the people's extreme disrespect, leaving behind only artistic theories and legends. I kind of like that. So, okay, so this is the hood. This is Wonder City. Okay, so let's see. I have another place called Silk City, but that's a whole nother adventure. So let me go ahead and toss this information onto my drive here. So he protects Wonder City. Okay, so this guy here, let's see, where's my character? There he is. Okay, and protects Wonder City. Wonder City. Now, Wonder City, I want it to be futuristic. I want it to have, let's see, it's got the dome. Let's see, so I'm going to start having to do backgrounds and stuff. Protects Wonder City. And let's see, Wonder City's history. And I'll give that a whole nother slide. New slide. And then we'll do some world building. Okay. So it was a lush place. It was beautiful. And I think what I'm going to call the center of town is Medusa. We'll call it Medusa Park. This is like the heart of the city. And our character here, let's see, Minister Phi, he protects the city. Okay, so what he uses, since he is former military, and these things are not banned in the city, are he's an exosuit commander. Okay, so I love D&D, and I'm going to make his exosuit reminiscent of one of my favorite D&D characters, because he's so creepy. It's a creepy looking character. I want to say that if he was in the suit, and now usually the suits are one person, so I want to say he is sitting, let's see, I want it about this size, so we'll leave it there. Let's see, and we'll select it, and I'm gonna make it blue. I'm gonna draw my roughs in blue, and then I'm going to, because it's just one of my favorite colors. Let's see if I can get this to color blue. Yeah, it's blue. Change this brush. Can't see what's happening. There we go. That should give us a blue line. Okay. And then we'll drop that. Okay, so let's see. And it's a beholder. So if he was inside the suit, I'm going to do a quick little, do another circle here. And I want to make this like a biomechanical creature. It'll have one big eye in the center. He's behind this eye. So I'm assuming, let me put, we'll make the interior here. So he's sitting right here. So if he was in here, and we'll say he's a pilot in here. put that in the eye here. Just move that over. So he would be like in the eye here. It's a big suit. And I imagine that he would be protecting the city. Now, usually the mobile suits are much smaller. Something that you can maneuver around inside the city. But he was, I want to say he operated in wartime, so he would be in here. It's pretty small. Now, with his suit, I want it to be, it's like he's inside a big giant eyeball. Let's see. Make a better circle here. Okay, so if he's in here, I want that to kind of be the iris. Now, I'm trying to decide if I want to, let's see. Ooh. Make it more biomechanical. Let me try something here. I wanted a circle. All right. Maybe I have to do it a different way. So anyway, basically what I want to say is that he's inside the big giant eyeball. It's got to be able to maneuver around buildings. So it can't be, oh no, my pencil's low. Okay, so maybe I'll just have to talk this through for the moment. Or get off my ass and draw on paper. Let's see. Let me close that. I forgot to charge up my pencil while I was looking up source images. Okay, so let me think this through. It should only take about 5 minutes for this to do its thing. So, in the meantime, we'll move this. Well, can't do anything with this right now. Let's see. Where is my paper? I know I have some close by. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just switch to my cam, which I gotta get set up for a second. Okay. And then we can just start doodling, and then I'll take a picture and maybe get this going. So, all right, a little boob shot there. All right, okay, so if we're looking at a town, and I'm trying to figure this out, and this is like in the middle of the city, or at least a good, like we've got the city. The city has buildings that are stalactites and stalagmites. So we've got all kinds of crazy stuff happening. We've got mausoleums that are like pyramids. We've got, let's see, we're in the dome, so we won't really see the top of the dome unless we're, and it's way up there. It's almost like almost hanging off in space. But there are cracks, and I want to say that there's a creature that comes around, maybe another biomechanical creature that heals the dome. So, and it just goes around and it just kind of generates a slime that covers the dome, kind of like an earthworm or something like that. Let me bring this down. I have no lights on. Let's see, let's turn on the lights. Improvising. Let me keep an eye on the pencil here. Let's see. Ghostbusters. Okay, it's at 20%. Okay, so, all right, so we have what I want to have an idea of, and I don't do backgrounds very often, so you can tell that I'm not really proficient with backgrounds, but kind of use my imagination on what if I was living in a city, what kind of, you know, like an urban jungle. This place is definitely an urban jungle. There will be trees. However, with this particular park, since invaders and whatnot like to come here, we'll have like flying cars. Uh, we'll have people on vehicles. So that's me riding my bike, trying to get to work on my big fat huffy seat that keeps hitting my crotch and making me want to cry. Let's see. And people are just going to work, doing their thing. Let's see. There's okay. So I want this to be his territory. This is, and we'll have like more town buildings and stuff like that. A lot of technology where buildings can fly. They can change locations. Flying fortresses, basically. It's kind of like a survival thing, too, with other alien races and evil people coming around, wreaking havoc and whatnot. Let's see. I'm sorry about the setup, you guys. I really usually keep my pencil charged up, but I totally forgot this morning. Okay. No excuse, Kim. No excuse. You knew we were doing this. Okay. All right. So we have like a building here. People would get to it by let's see. We need a way for people to get to their building. So we could have like a beam me up, Scotty type of thing. So people are being beamed in. We have places that are underwater. So maybe we have a sunken mall somewhere in here. Um, you know, because real estate is super important. You got a big booming city. You got to house people. We've got a place to bury people. These are the pyramid mausoleums where you can have grandma who carries around her pocket computer. It's her identity. Let's see, and we'll give it a 3-tier type of thing. This one's a really big, popular place. You can go to visit grandma, and her personality's been saved in this computer. Everything that she's ever done, everything she's ever said, and it's a really big boom to law enforcement. So like if you ever do anything wrong, it's documented on the pocket computer. So you got the pyramid mausoleums. Let's say we have a building that is let's see, so this is like the creature that's on the outside, and it doesn't get to the hood very often. The more populated part of town, the richer part of town, it gets the creature more often than this area of town. It comes around every now and then because if it doesn't, you know, terrible things can happen. We have a bus system. And then I need to make this park interesting. So what happens in this park is whenever, I want this to be like a light beam, and it's like beaming people up. You know, you got your corporate people, you got your bus systems. And then you got this big ass park in the center here. We'll have maybe a memorial building. Maybe it's a maybe what's it called? Um, we'll give it some pillars. We'll call this one the old memorial building. Um, I don't know. Let's see. We'll just make it a rough version of what could be regal. And we got some stairs leading up. We have like doors. And then I'll just kind of decorate it with really good lines here. Double check the pencil. Okay, we're at 56. This is kind of fun, trying to map out this city. So I'm gonna have to like create a map of the city, and I'm gonna see if I can find something that can auto-generate maps and stuff, and then I'll build the city around it. But these are like basic things that you would find in the city. We'll give it a dome. We'll give it like a dome shape. Let's see. So this place, I want to say it's going to be abandoned. You'll have probably like leaves and stuff like that. But the park itself, I want this to be turned into like a playground. It's everything here is what's the word? Neglected, old, because it was one of the first cities to go crazy urban like this. But there's still, you know, we'll have like old looking hover vehicles. We'll still have cars, people who are poor. We'll take the urban transportation, we'll have that come around. We'll have the rail transportation that should be able to get you into certain parts of town. Let's see, you have your buses that go in and behind, and we'll even have some that come up in the air. So and I think for safety purposes, I think that they should have some sort of like barrier or something like that to protect people from flying into the buildings. And then we'll even have some that like are broken, old rails that never got fixed. We'll just have, and then we'll even, because it's so modern, let's have it where you can get on top and in the bottom here. Kind of like a double decker. Or even going in two different directions because people are so busy. And I think when you're sitting in this thing, it goes upside down, but your seat stays right side up. So we'll have that sort of thing happening. That way nothing's wasted. Okay, so we do have to have trees, and we'll have trees going all the way around. And we'll have all kinds of crazy trees. We'll have trees that have swirls. We'll have, and it's just a big park. But the significance of the park is that we're going to have, there's going to be battles and stuff like that. This is the, this is where commanders, peace commanders, will lure people to keep them from damaging the rest of the city. So I think I should make it a law that you have to have some sort of insurance on your building. You have to have a mini dome on your building. Let's see. Let's see. Just things that protect you in the when battle happens. We'll have like the twin arrow buildings, and they look like arrows. we'll have arrows going like one going up and one going down, and it's a building that people work in. Um, let's see, something like twin arrows or something like that. Just having fun with it. Let's see, needs squirrel tower, so maybe it's like a tower with a squirrel tail or something like that, with a frickin' nut here, and that could be like an elven building. It's like an abstract squirrel, and maybe even they didn't set it up like that, but it just like kind of looks like a squirrel, so it's called the squirrel building. And this looks like a big acorn. And then it has maybe something that juts out, something like that. Maybe even a pavilion that has oh yeah, okay, so here would be like almost like a battle arena. Let's see, we'll throw some trees around. I'm getting all primitive and stuff. Now, there isn't, and then people would be about that big, if not smaller. And I like the idea of a metropolis type of thing, where they had like the gothic big giant creature character, almost like the Statue of Liberty type of thing. But this is where Minister Phi, this is everything that he wants to protect. This is home. And when you get closer down to the bottoms and stuff like that, and there's going to be lights, there's got to be lights everywhere, so the city itself probably will light itself up. And with this particular part of town in the dome, it's under the dome, it's going to be kind of dark and dingy, dusty and dirty, but the and we'll even get, we should take a crap, we should, like a big bite has been taken out of this, but yet it's still functional. Work has still got to go on. So it's constantly under construction type of thing. So I have to find like some cranes and stuff like that, and maybe because they ran out of funding, this stuff is just still sitting here. And I want to say that this city has to be like on the edge where you have to get through this city to get to the main city, so it's kind of like a buffer to the rich part of town. You got to get through here first, and in order to get through here, you got to deal, with the gangs and whatnot. So Minister Phi will say that when he pops up, he's going to be in his beholder, and he's right here. Now, beholders have eye stalks, and Minister Phi controls everything with his mind inside this beholder, and maybe he has a crew that also watches from the park. This is going to be called Medusa Park, pretty much because these eye stalks can turn things into stone, and so I should have monsters, and I'm going to look up some D&D monsters and stuff and throw them in the park as well. And because they have all these eyes, it's like he has a 360 degree view of what's going on at all times. And so they're the watchers. And they'll even be, like, we have the principal guys here, and they'll have like little eyes here. This is going to be fun to render. So this is where Minister Phi hangs out. This is And I think he should be a type of unifier of this particular area of Wonder City. So it's kind of like a play on words. It's not that wonderful. Another thing with the beholder, I think it should be biomechanical. I think that um, it should be a living creature, and it has to eat. So I got to figure out what to feed it. Um, so it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. But I think these guys have been domesticated for use, just like some dragons are going to be domesticated for use too. Um, let's see. Let's see. And I wanted to have teeth like a shark, where they have rows of teeth. And that was what I was going to draw. Um, let's see. This one. And these guys that are piloting these are they're called aces. And it stands for, and I got this from the random generator as well this morning. That's why it took me a little bit longer to hop on. Let me see if I can get in there. Aces stand for, and then the collective of these guys are the cerebral flock. So we'll have like, we'll have a few patrolling the city, and we'll have the eye stalks upside down, and these guys kind of hover, and there should be like okay, so let's see, one of I think I'll randomly generate creatures. I think there might be a generator for that, and I need to give it a number. Let's see, we'll give this one number 1. I'll find a futuristic numbering system here. Okay, so this one will be like number 1, and it's, I think elves should have more of an affinity to, elves and half-elven should have an affinity towards domesticating monsters. This one's going to have eyes going all the way around it. This is the commander unit. And these eye stalks, not only do they watch the city, but they're also like communicator type of thing. So they could speak to each other. It's a lot of information to take in for one person. So, and I think they should come out of the water. You know, maybe coming out of a pond here. We'll give it a beautiful pond. And then you got an underground, literal underground. And then they all run their shifts and stuff like that. So maybe we'll have one, and maybe even have some perched over buildings and stuff. And maybe people pay a lot of money, especially if they've been attacked. Other rival buildings might, or businesses might reach out and try to attack as well. Yeah, world building is so much fun. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Hey, Tatted Hearts, what's up? Say, guess we're gonna throw up in the toilet and I woke up. Okie dokie. Going to rest and see if I get better. I hope you do. I hope you don't have Ebola. No, just teasing. Just feel better, darling. Feel better. I'm glad you popped in. Yeah, I hope you feel so much better. I mean, this is the worst season ever, I tell you. Year of the Rat is like Year of the Vermin. Okay, so we got these guys going this way. This guy's going this way. And lots of things. It's a very bustling, busy city. even though everything I'm drawing here is kind of rough. Um, so I want there to be like a pavilion where kids can play on monsters. So let's see, we have maybe a squid monster. Let me see how my pencil's doing. Okay, I'm at 79%. And then, so maybe there'll be swings and slides. These could be slides. Um, and there could be like a monster here with its mouth open, like a skeleton. And maybe it'll have something here that it can be like a jungle gym for kids to play on. And then just make this like a, what's the word? Make these like into bones. And then I mean, what do you do with all the dead bodies and stuff? You know, you could incinerate them and stuff, or you can turn them into modern sculpture, make them into something that kids can play with or play on. We'll make this like skulls. We have kids sitting on them, or people sitting on them. We have grass in the park. Um, some big grass. Um, let's see. And then you got city, and then things hovering above the city. But this is Medusa Park is where this guy works, Minister Phi. So maybe they'll turn this building into their base of operations, but that's too big of a target. So it's underground, so they'll have to find a way, whoever is going to try to infiltrate will have to find a way underground to get to him. But he is very dedicated, and he does not take lightly to heroes that go off to the upper side of town. Let's see. I'll come up with some like different other things, but I want all this to be like the corpses of those who dared to attack the town. We'll have like mechanical arms or something like that, and we'll turn them into swings or something like that. We'll just turn all the macabre stuff into yeah, it'll be pretty much a macabre park. Let's see. And they're all just going off in different directions, and you know, and just keeping an eye out for things. Now, the cool thing about these mobile units here, they can generate more stalks since this is a living, breathing creature. But if it's a living, breathing creature, one of the things you got to worry about is the air not being there. So if anybody decides to attack the city, and you know, just, you know, that's one of the weaknesses, that some of these need air, or maybe they can only function for a certain amount of time without air. Let's see, and we'll make things that might affect an eyeball, might affect these guys. Let's see, I'm thinking maybe a soccer ball pattern, and then the areas in between are like maybe veins. So I want them to be kind of biomechanical. So let's see, we'll throw and I want this one to have a jaw that comes down. He loves to chomp and render, and there's a tongue that he can use as a whip. Let's see. So we'll open this up a little bit. We'll have rows of teeth just like a shark. And I think you should be able to control those rows of teeth. And then I'll just put like separations here to make this able to move. Let's see, we'll need schools. Let's see, we'll need a school building. And I think we'll have, oh, okay. And then we need a maze. We need just to have fun with this. We'll just have fingers. Body parts, I think. Or just different other little things here that will make this, let's see, make this into a city. Let's see. And this is a small part of town. This isn't anything big. But it is supposed to be a city, so it's Wonder City. It'll have its districts. Red light district is pretty much where one character has their host thing. But then again, I think that host club should be somewhere in downtown here. So behind there should be downtown, and then we could make little houses like the suburbs or something like that. So maybe it's like I don't know, city people would be here. Houses don't have to look or housing units don't have to look like houses anymore, since the weather can be controlled from within with magic and whatnot. So it can rain in strategic spots. So we could even have thunderclouds come and just rain on the trees and control it like it's what's the word? And people will know when it's going to rain. And likewise, if you don't pay your water bill, you don't get no rain. Let's see. And I want a lot of these buildings to look not just futuristic, but just weird. Let's see. So, let's see. We are at 100%. Yay! So, let's go ahead and design what Minister Phi rides in. This is his day job. And then I'm going to have to create a map. It's going to be so much fun. This is crazy. But I only need to create what I need. Let's go ahead and switch back over. Bam, 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 bam. I'll go ahead and turn this back to computer. There we go. Make this bigger. And okay. Okay. And we are going to switch right now. All right. Okay. So that is the grand scheme of the town thus far. And I should have Wonder City going. I guess pretty soon. Let's see. So let's go ahead and start over. We know that he's going to be here in the center, and then we'll have the eye stalks and stuff. So let's go ahead and see. We'll delete. We'll clear. Now look. Let's see. So these aces. Let's see. ACE stands for Armored Cybernetic Exo Samurai. No, Exo Suits. I changed that. SUITS. All right, armored cybernetic exosuits, ACEs, and they protect Wonder City. And they come from, let's see, high-headed. All right, feel better, darling. I hope you feel better. Okay, so going off the model of what I had before, let's see if we can make it a little prettier or a little bit more intimidating. Um, Biomechanical. Let's see. So I want to say this is going to be a dwarven, well, maybe an elven creation, something that's summoned. Let's see. And I kind of want them to light up a bit too. Um, okay, that's the color I want. And instead of that brush, we'll use Studio Pen. Okay, so let's have it going at an angle. Now, if he was really inside, I could do it like this, like his body. I want him to be nice and comfortable. We'll lean him back a bit. Or actually, let's do it while he's in there. Let's see. Well, let's design it. It could be like that. Inside the pupil, we'll have different little eyes on the inside. So I want to say it's inside the beholder's skull. And maybe his chair rotates inside. And he's got to be in a suit itself to protect it from like the suit that he wears. It has to protect him from the beholder's antibodies. So when he's inside, I want his suit to be something that goes with the beholder, almost like it's fooling beholder into thinking it's a part of its organ or part of its brain. So we've got eyes that will show different parts of the city, and then these are all the different stalks or the impulses that are coming in from the different stalks. And there could be a whole bunch, so he can monitor from the main these could also be stalks that he's seeing from his, and then the smaller ones could be from other people's or vice versa. And then he's got his own tendrils and whatnot. So we can't rely on, in this particular part of town, can't rely on, and this, I think this should be all in liquid too. So he has to have a special suit in order to control this thing. It's not like you just hop on in and, and I'll form the head. So here's the inside of it, basically. So when I do, let's see. Let's see, I wonder if I can... Okay, so that's the inside. And then you've got the outside. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to set that to the side. Okay, so on the outside of this, I want to make another circle. And then we'll do an inner circle. Okay, and then we'll do one more. Let's see. And then I was going to have multiple little eyes around it. We bring these down. Let's see. And since this is going to be biomechanical, let's see, I want to give it metal plates. I'm trying to think, what would have metal plates or a plated look? Thinking armadillo? I kind of like that idea. Let's see. I'm going to take an armadillo's type of armor. All right. Okay. So it's got like a plate like this, and I can see like when it blinks, maybe that comes over, or if it has to, it can bring let's see, it's shelled down a bit. We'll do, ooh, we'll make it cleaner. Hold up. Okay, let's see. There we go. Give it an arch. Okay. I should put the what is it called? The squares out. Make it more. So do I want that? Well, it's not connected. Let's see. Let's do this. There we are. Okay. I want to see the squares a little bigger. They're kind of hard to see. Let me turn this off. That doesn't help. Okay. Crap, I can't see. I need to edit my there we go. I can see it now. Oh, it changed it. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we're back here. Yeah, I don't do technical drawings very often. More of a people person, but I'm going to have to change that mentality. Okay. Let's see, I want to take it about like right here. And it's not perfect. Oops. Let's see, what do I want to do? Oh yeah, that's right. Do it like this. I wonder if it'll clean it up for me. Just a little. Edit that shape. All right. Let's see if I can get a little closer here. All right, let's have some fun. We'll go in 2 squares. 1, 2. 1, 2. These guys are okay up there. Okay. Now I want to keep it biomechanical, so there'll be a few imperfections. Well, a lot of imperfections. Okay, so that's 1 plating. Let's see, we'll bring that down here. We'll go 3 out. Let's see. I just kind of want to emulate a armadillo. But the thing about it is that isn't the armadillo kind of vulnerable on the bottom? So I'm going to have to do something on the bottom to protect the bottom. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I want. Okay, so this will be like an armor going around it. Let's see. And these will be where the eye stalks can come out of. Let's see. We'll just kind of have it coming around. We'll have it coming around here. Let's see. And then the inside here that it's protecting. Let's see. We need a couple more of those. Oops. I took my glasses off so I could get closer. Now I need to put them back on. Okay, there we go. All right, duplicate. And then we'll duplicate that. And we'll just throw a few more in there. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to get rid of that. Let's see. We'll reset it. somebody miss? Yeah, right there. Okay. Nah, we don't need that. Let's see. Now I think if I do the eye, I want it to be fleshy around certain areas. So let's see. This will be like armor, and we'll give it the texture. Let's see. We'll give it zombie skin where the flesh will be, and then we'll give it. I think I've got some other textures here. I'll try some of these textures. Ooh, this rosette here. That might be awesome. Let's see. Can I? Just curious here. We'll put that on another layer. And I'm trying to decide what. Maybe a gray. Give it kind of like the sickly look to it. This is rosette. And we'll do maybe a lighter blue. Let's see. Don't want to make it I don't want to obliterate the pattern. Let's see, maybe a darker. And we'll bring this down a bit. And give it like a really crazy feel. Too bad my fill won't fill in this texture. I think it'll only fill in white. And we'll bring that up a bit. That way we can fill in pretty fast. Ah, I should have isolated it. Let's see. Oops. Ah, I wish there was a way for this to be straight when I select. Oh, maybe I can. Let me see. I wonder if I can. Nope, I can't. I was hoping that I would be able to control the selection. No, it won't let me control it. The only looks like the only way I can control it is either freehand or automatic. Let's see, get this. Oh yeah. But I'm not going to stress that it's not perfect because it is biomechanical, so I can make this kind of like more organic, more fluid. Oops. Let's see, and I can get rid of this line, these lines when I'm ready. Okay, so that's another part of it. Let's see, I wonder if it'll let me select like this particular shape. No, it doesn't look like it's going to let me. And it has to be a closed shape, so it's not going to let me. Okay, so really quick, let's see, freehand. Oops. Let's see, we'll use this tone. Keep it on that. Alright, and then the darker gray. Whoops. Oops. Yeah, so I think I'm going to use more of mythical animals as Gundams. Let's see. I think I like the texture better. I wonder if it'll let me go back over it with the texture. Brush. Let's see, brush. Let's see if white will let me. There we go. And I wonder if I can do different things to this. Let's see. So I want that tone. Get kind of biomechanical with this thing. Oops. Did I get it? There we go. And I can just go over it with white. Alright. Eyeball. Okay, so I want it to be organic, and I want the mouth to be here to be organic. So it's almost like this is almost like going to be a helmet for the mechanical stuff or the bio stuff that's coming out to protect the eye. And I'm wondering if I want to do I think I want to do the a goat eye instead of a cat's eye, like the slitted eye. Ooh, or maybe even a, let's see, goats have a horizontal pupil. Okay, and we need I want a menacing color around here. So maybe when they're ready to fight, these guys are ready to fight, maybe this part here becomes red. Let's see, I was going to use, let's see, use red. I'm using a lot of red. Let's see. And I think I want more of an organic texture. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do zombie skin. Let's see what that looks like. Make it a little bigger. So it looks kind of membranous. Oh yeah, we're gonna give this one a goat eye. Oops, let me go back. Let me drop the selection and create another selection. Let's see, 14 goat eyes to weird you out. Weird me out, baby. We need that. You know, and I think maybe it should be like an aperture where it has, let me see, maybe if I can bring this down more. Um, let's see. Okay, so we'll have the selection. We'll give it like this sort of look. And then to protect the person inside, let's see, we'll do this. Oops. Oh, okay, we'll do this. Darker you. Okay, let's do this. Oh, you don't want to do it, huh? Be that way. Alright. We'll go one more above, and then we'll fill you in. Okay, and then on the inside, so it's kind of organic on the outside. Let's see, I want to do more red. Let's see. Select. Okay. And just for giggles, put it above that. And maybe instead of zombie skin, I'll use, where'd it go? Elements. Ooh, water. And then we'll throw some yellow in there. And maybe some orange. Make it a little bigger. And then maybe a little white. Okay, and then I need a harder brush. Favorites? Oh, let's see. Yeah, we'll use the soft brush. And we'll bring it down low. And we'll give it this gloss to it. I should put that on a different layer. Let's see. I'll go ahead and combine these guys because I only get a limited number of layers here. And I think what I want to try is the luminance. We'll use the, let's see, we'll use the light brush. And let's see. Yeah, it's on the other layer. And we'll kind of keep going at it until it lights it up a little bit warmer. And make it a little bigger. And just kind of giving it this glassy look to it. Make that bigger. And then just before it sends out a bolt of whatever, let's see, throw a little bit of shadow. Do that around the eye here. Maybe, I wonder what red look like. Let's see, maybe and just kind of blend these guys together. Just to keep that magical look about it. Let's see, I think yellow kind of takes away from some of the fear. Okay, so he's inside that eye. I need a darker tone. Ooh. Let's see. Let's see, we'll give it a flare. Should put the flare on maybe a different layer. Oh, we'll just keep it here. It'd be funny if it was once it starts to go all the way around and then it like gets you. Okay, so the aperture around on the inside, I'm thinking, let's see, I can use the light pen, and let me see if I can find like an aperture inside like a camera. Let's see. It looks like you create a shape on the inside here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. I wonder, is that a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, maybe 8 would be better. Let's do it on a different layer. Maybe if I bring this down a little bit. Let's do it here. Three, 2, 3. It would be nice if you connected, you backstitch. Hmm. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oops. Huh. I wonder. I know this one doesn't do it, but I thought. Oh, you know what? Why am I doing it the hard way? Give me a second. There's a brush that has that shape. I'm trying to remember which one it is. Let's see. Was it newsprint? I don't think it was that one. It was something that had like a shape to it. Was it industrial? Not sketching. It had to be in textures. Maybe it was this beast right here. Let me take this cubes one. Trying to remember which one it was. Oh my gosh, this is driving me nuts. Okay, is it under text? No. Crap. No, don't duplicate. Shit. How do you get rid of it? Oh well, I'll play with it later. Okay, it was either that one or it was abstract. I can't remember which one it was. It's not that. No. Okay. Just pick something, Kim. Alright. Bump it. Nope, that's not it. God, dandruff. Let me try cubes. Ooh, okay, that might work. Just give me... It's like I need one of the damn cubes. No. Okay, alright. This should not be this difficult. I need to make a... Oh, okay, alright. We just need to make a... I wonder if that rosette would work. Let me bring it down really low. I like this other one program that I have. See, it's not as impressive when it's this small. Mm, maybe if I can get it into a line. Yeah, it's not as impressive when it's that fat. Maybe smaller. Okay, close enough. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Not quite, but it'll work for now. Alright, so let's see. Maybe light pen would have been better. Get a little bigger. Yes, that's the stuff. Alright, and then maybe we'll just come around. You're gonna get it now, bro. Oops. Maybe not. Okay. Now I'm trying to decide, do I want to make the inside of this bright? Okay, let's see. Another text. Ooh. Let's see. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe on the inside of here, brush. It's too much. Maybe whatever the beam is going to be, that's going to come out. Or maybe that would be a great place for a lens flare. Don't, oh yeah, that's right. I made a selection out of it. Make it a little smaller. A little smaller. Okay, good enough for government work. Okay, so let's zoom out. I think what I want to do is go ahead and give it an overall color. Let's see, yeah, create another layer, stick that underneath. Let's see. I wonder if I can just select. There we go, instead of embarrassing myself. Let's see, we'll do an overall, I want a squishy looking monster. Let's see, most of the beholders that I saw, were they red? They were kind of across the board there. Let's see, our guy, he is mostly red, so we'll make this beholder a little bit red. And then we'll do some of the other ones. Well, then again, we don't want this thing to be obvious. When it's coming up on somebody, I think it needs to be a little bit more stealthy. Let's see, so I'm going to go ahead and make it gray to kind of blend in with some of the buildings. Let's see, we'll start off with a medium gray. Why are you not filling? Because probably the circle's not, it's not filled, that's why. Well, son of a biscuit eater. Okay, be that way. Okay. Alright, we'll deselect. We'll select this so it'll stay in there. And let's see, we want, let's see, I want to give it a texture, like a fleshy type texture again. Was under, let's do rough skin for this. And we'll just kind of highlight this just like a ball. We need a little bit lighter on the top. Let's offset the highlight. And then we need a darker gray, but not quite black. And then, why am I doing it the hard way? Let's see, it's okay, it'll work. And then we'll just go ahead and smudge. But we don't want to smudge too much because we want to still keep the texture somewhat. There we go. Most of the light will be up here. Even give it a little bit more. But some of the stalks will get in the way anyway. Okay. And then, let's see, we'll throw a fleshy type texture to it. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Brush and zombie skin. And we'll give it like a weird, we'll give it another gray, maybe a little different. Make it bigger. Let's see it. Yes. I love your zombie skin. Okay, let's get white, or actually this green. It's kind of icky. in different places here. Make it a little darker. Make it a little smaller. Okay, and then we'll throw in some flesh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and merge some of these guys here. All right, crap, almost out of time. Okay, I'm trying to decide, do I want to keep these lines here? We really don't need them. Let's see, we'll keep this. But I do need something kind of beneath here to protect. But I want to put a mouth here. I want that to be kind of like a little dickish thing that this guy does to his enemies. Kind of like something that's not called for, but you know what? I'm down for a bitch type of thing. Let's see. So touch-ups, not touch-ups, luminance. Let's see, I want the light pen, and I want to kind of just come around the edges here. Kind of make them a little brighter. There we go. This one shouldn't be as bright, but probably should be more gray than anything. Why is that sticking out so far? Get on that layer. Crap, if I erase, it's going to make a big hole. Shit. Okay, fine. Okay, so we'll probably put like an eye stalk or something like that around there. I don't want to erase. Okay, so we got that going on. This should be darker around here. Need to make it more menacing looking. Okay. Let's see, we'll merge these guys together. I'll make these guys disappear for now. Yeah, we'll delete you guys for now. Okay. Now I'm going to put a wobbly, fleshy look about. Let's see. Let's see what grunge does. I like experimenting with these different brushes. Let's see, we'll use green. Come on, you. I just want to go over it. Let's see. Let's start with, ooh. These are all like icky looking. Let's see. I just want a little smoother. Let's try that. Bring it down some. Just want to make it look like it's a bit organic. And then, let's see. Throw the mouth in here. Deeper, darker green. We'll change it to oh, and I apologize, I'm not in the chat. Son of a biscuit eater. Alright, okay. Alright, I'm back. Let's see. We'll make this a little bigger. Now I'm trying to do like a jagged mouth. Not quite straight. See, I think I want to use like kind of like a shark's type mouth. Let me see. Okay. Oh, I was gonna make this more oblong. Let's see. Get back down here. That way I can really open that mouth up. Let's see. Let me close this. Okay. Let's see. We'll do this. We'll select it. And then nope, we'll do this. Warp it. Yes. Bring it in a little bit. Let's see, where's the advanced mesh? Don't want to warp the eye part too much. But I did want to bring it in on the sides here. Let's see. And then we'll just kind of tilt that a bit upwards. Okay, I like that. Okay. Let's see, how am I going to do these? Let me see. Look at my drawing here, because I kind of want to emulate this mouth. It's going to bend up. Oops, not that. I need like a black. It needs to be over this layer. Because the mouth is going to do this sort of thing. Crap, it's almost time to go. My alarm is about to go off in about 4 minutes. And just to give it more of a human, well, not human, but creature type of thing, we'll give it a gums and stuff here. Let's see, I'm gonna toss. reddish brown is what I need. Just want this to be like this crazy. Let's see. We'll make the gums a little bit shiny from being wet. And let's throw some teeth in there. And we'll throw teeth on this layer. That way I can color them all. It needs to be like maybe 3 rows. Now, I was playing with the idea of making the minister a chaplain, you know, a different type of minister. But then again, it could be a title like mayor or something like that. Kind of like a minister of defense. And I'll drop this opacity down a little bit, or not opacity, but color down to like a darker gray. Now I think what I want to do is kind of define them a little better. You bring that, well, let's get a harder brush instead. We'll use the studio pen, and we'll use a dark gray instead of black. Kind of annotate that there's another one back there. And since this is a living creature, if it loses its teeth, it's going to grow some more. Oh, all right. I want a day off. I don't want to be sick to get a day off, but I don't want another day off. We'll throw some textures in these guys. And try to make these things look as jagged as possible. I think what I'm going to do is make them look metallic. I think I'll come back and do that. Yeah, for week 2, there seems a lot of possibilities on expanding that. Instead of just taking one character and showing their secret identity and stuff, you know, everybody needs to be defined. But then again, you know, I have to keep in mind who's more important in this story, or stories. And we'll just throw some more in here. Okay, and then we'll get that darker color. Let's see, we'll make this a little bigger and soften the brush to try to give it the illusion that it's going out into an abyss of teeth here. And what I think I need to do is throw some like a I want it to be biomechanical, so it's going to need some mechanical stuff showing when the mouth opens. Maybe some gears or um, let's see, what else could I use? Wires and things like that. Bring that down a little bit. Alright, so this is where we are thus far. I'll see if I can work on this tonight after work. Make it a little bit more biomechanical. Alright. Okay, so for those who are just joining us, this is the day job of Minister Phi. That is this character right here, and he pilots these things. He's one of a few pilots here that patrol the city. His gang pretty much patrols the city. I'm going to switch this over to the paper again so you can see my little rough. Okay, so we have a very busy, thriving city, and these things hover and they will kind of protect the city. Now, if somebody, maybe a bad kid, gets a hold of one of these things, it could cause some like crazy damage, because each one of these stalks has a different type of defense or offense ray. And this is called Medusa Park, this particular area right here of the city, because there's like these machines petrified invading monsters, brought them into this park, and now kids play on them. They're a play set. So that is basically where I am. And then this is, I had to wait a little bit for my pen to charge. So I'll go ahead and do a quick replay and try to describe my thought process. Now, I want it to be a biomechanical type of creature, where it's part monster, part technology. It's black like this because there's no background. Once I add a background to it, it won't be black like this anymore. But basically, it's got an aperture in this like goat-like pupil, and it'll fire out like a main beam. But out of each one of these little holes that I had created and deleted, it can bring out more eye stalks. So I want them to be able to close like the aperture, like to bring the eye stalks in as needed. And then it's got a tongue that's kind of like a whip, and this is like the small version of the tongue, but if it looks like it's about to attack something. So that is where I am thus far. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Tatted Hearts, I hope you feel better, and you guys have a great one, and I will see you on the morrow. All right, take care. Oh, and I'm sorry if the capture was terrible. There's the replay again. And then I'm going to try to pop on this afternoon, and when I get off work, I'll probably be about 7 p.m. That's about the time I get home, get fed and watered and comfortable. And then 2 hours later, I'm out. I'm asleep. I'm dead to the world. I'm old. I'm ancient. I'm tired. But anyway, you guys, thanks again for coming. And I hope you like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more to find out how this ends up. And thanks again for coming. Bye-bye.